Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B ward, this is Post Mortem 2007 fucking teen. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD, and today we're going to bring you our top 5 amputations or amputees.
No decapitations.
No decapitations. That was a firm thing.
Yeah.
Our first ever list was decapitations in our second episode.
Yeah.
And it's been almost a year of us doing this show.
Yeah.
We're not going back. We're moving forward in time.
Solid year.
We're not stuck in the past with decapitations. We want other things to be cut off except for heads.
Right.
Leave the head alone. Leave the head alone.
But if you kill the head, the body dies.
That's very true.
But if the body dies, then the amputation is less fun.
I guess so. I mean, you want them to feel it, right?
Yeah.
The whole point of an amputation, if you're not trying to save someone's health, is to cause them harm.
Yeah, it's just.
But you want them to live.
It's a corpse desecration after that.
Yeah, pretty much. Or maybe you want yourself to live, but we might get into that later.
Yeah.
But as some of you may know, Ash Williams from The Evil Dead,
Not going to be on the list.
the go-to amputee,
Yeah.
not going to be on the list. I went semi-obvious, but I have a lot of honorable mentions.
Yeah.
And we're getting back into the core of Post Mortem here. We're going to give you some horror news. We're going to give you the good, bad movie before we get to the top 5. But before we get to the top 5, as always, it's time for some horror news. Horror news! I got some upsetting news.
Oh, yeah? I don't think I have anything particularly upsetting.
It gets more upsetting than that, too.
Oh, shit.
I'll start us off because we want to end on a high note.
I just want to end high.
As we previously reported, Unsolved Mysteries has been added to Amazon Prime. Like we said last episode.
Yes.
As a follow-up, it's Unsolved Mysteries 2016 with Dennis Farina.
What?
No Robert Stack.
What?
What the fuck? I looked right. As soon as they said they uploaded it, I was there. Who the fuck is Dennis Farina? God damn it. That's some bullshit. Supposedly, the Robert Stack episodes will be added, but there's no timeline yet.
Fucking cock
We
tease.
got some Dennis Farina going for us.
Why is that name familiar? Is he like on the Megan's Law sex offender list or something?
What, do you check that regularly to make sure you're not on there?
I actually do check it regularly, but it's more out of curiosity for who's living near me.
With all this Unsolved Mysteries talk, X-Files creator Vince Gilligan has come forward about his 1997 idea for an Unsolved Mysteries and X-Files crossover.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, he wanted to make it be Robert Stack hosting Unsolved Mysteries about Mulder and Scully with other actors playing them. Kind of like they did in that one with the religious guys and the zombies and stuff like that, to where they had, what's his name, Gary whatever as Mulder, the fucking little Weasley guy, and it's kind of like that is what they were going for. But he wasn't able to get the two studios to agree to terms in time to make the episode. That would have been cool.
That would have been great.
But the episode that we got instead, since they were going with the comedy horror aspect, was Bad Blood, which is my favorite X-Files of all time.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. I actually started watching it over
The
Christmas
vampires?
break. Yeah, I've seen it before.
Okay.
I just haven't gotten back to it recently.
With Luke Wilson, the best one.
I was super sick over Christmas break. I'm still a little under the weather, so I spent most of that time when I was awake watching X-Files from the beginning. So I'm like 3/4 of the way from season 1 right now. There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, there is a lot of episodes. Actually, without even talking to you about it, I actually started rewatching it again.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Kaylee have watched the first 6 episodes so far, maybe 7.
It's funny how many of those episodes are throwbacks. Like there's an episode that's straight up The Thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shout outs that I missed the first time I was watching it.
Yeah, because we were so young and hadn't seen everything at that point. So, yeah, it would have been cool, but fuck you, Dennis Farina.
Sex offender. Offending Dennis Farinas.
That's all right. Sex offending Dennis Farinas.
We're so going to get sued.
It's true.
Yeah.
I got a notice. He had to actually knock on my door.
He had to come to your
He's
house.
my neighbor. Yeah, he's like, I'm Dennis Farina, and this is Unsolved Mysteries. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is Unsolved Mysteries. You're no Robert Stack. He's like, yeah, I'm not, but I'm a sex offender, and I just told you, and I fulfilled my part of the law, and then he ran away.
I had sex with a goat in front of a 5-year-old.
Why does he talk like that?
Because that's how all sex offenders talk.
All right, let's get out of the sex offender news and get to the horror. What you got this week?
A new hyper-violent supernatural horror movie entitled Bornless Ones is coming to VOD next month. The synopsis is that having just moved to a remote home near an institution to better care for her brother, Zach, Emily invites a few friends over to help her unpack. They soon discover strange symbols etched into boards on the windows. In an effort to clean the house, they clear the symbols away, soon realizing the gravity of their mistake as they one by one become possessed by an evil force. The preview has been released, and the movie looks like a blatant as hell ripoff of Evil Dead, but it boasts some awesome gore and what looks to be mostly practical effects. So it looks watchable. Hopefully what it lacks in originality, it makes up for an entertainment value, and really, who knows, maybe we'll throw a curveball like Cabin in the Woods did and be something completely unexpected.
Yeah.
But
Cabin in the Woods was promoted as an Evil Dead ripoff.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It was basically straight up promoted as an Evil Dead ripoff. And blew me away when I saw it.
Yeah. It's really it wasn't my favorite movie of all time or anything, but there has not been anything like that before or since, really, that level of it's kind of like the wink and the nod.
Yeah.
To your horror fans.
Right.
But not so blatant as to be looking at the camera nodding like The Office or something.
It starts out that way and then goes completely left of center.
Yeah.
Which was what made it great.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of wink and nod movies that just are straight up wink and nod movies. They're all over Netflix and 90% of them suck.
Yeah.
But Cabin in the Woods really they got you where you weren't looking.
Yep. That's true.
I'm hoping this one does it, but
they Sir Gornied your Weaver.
Yeah, straight up. With an axe. This Bornless Ones has a lot of practical gore, so that's enough to get my attention.
That's what we like around these parts. Yep. Practical. We like our gore practical.
Practical magic.
We like our gore practical and our women fast and loose. All right. One of your favorite shows. I'm very excited for this news because it didn't mean as much to me as it's going to mean to you. But one of your favorite shows of all time, NBC's Hannibal, has been gone for quite some time.
Yeah, about 2 years now.
Canceled?
Almost. Yeah.
Brian Fuller, the creator, has hope for furthering the story of Mads Mikkelsen as Hannibal. He wants to do, and is setting out to do, a Silence of the Lambs miniseries.
Oh, yeah, because the rights are coming up.
With Mads Mikkelsen as Hannibal Lecter. The movie Silence of the Lambs, based on the book, he's going to do that in a miniseries of 6 or 8 episodes.
Nice. So he can get all the things that were missed in the movie.
Get everything that's missing from the book, delve deeper into the source material, and develop the characters even better. The character development in Silence of the Lambs is pretty top notch.
Oh yeah, it's
Jodie Foster's character, with the lambs were screaming, the whole thing.
Yeah.
You understand why everyone's doing what they did.
Yeah.
If he has 6 or 8 hours instead of 2 hours.
Yeah. And he's a fucking excellent director. And
I'm going to rewatch the whole Hannibal thing since I haven't seen the series and you said it was so good.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the whole thing before this comes out because I really want to get the background of his Hannibal,
Yeah.
And Mads Mikkelsen is a terrific actor.
Yeah.
So.
And his Hannibal is basically the Hannibal from the books.
Yeah.
Just taken straight out. It's so true to the source material that it's ridiculous.
Cool.
So,
and Mads Mikkelsen has those dead eyes sometimes, you know what I mean?
He plays such a good psychopath.
Yeah.
And he's a good manipulative psychopath because, he has those dead eyes and he's feeling no emotion, but then, he puts on his mask of normalcy and you're like, I fucking love this guy. And then he eats someone. So Jason Mewes of Jay and Silent Bob fame will be making his directorial debut in an upcoming horror comedy called The Madness in the Method. In the movie, Mewes will play himself, acting on some advice from Kevin Smith to try some method acting for an upcoming role in a horror film. Jason taps into his own inner darkness, goes insane, and becomes an actual serial killer. The movie is set to have a number of celebrity cameos, including Danny Trejo, Vinnie Jones, Kevin Smith as himself, Stan Lee, and Casper Van Dien, along with his chin. It's currently in production with Kevin Smith as producer, but does not have a release date.
You know what? I heard this fucker was going to make a horror movie, and I was like, oh, dude, just put the bong down, you know?
Yeah.
Seriously, I was like, but then what you're saying right now about him, it's like a reality-based thing involving this stuff. It's going to be like This Is the End, I bet.
Yeah.
You know, This Is the End was fucking awesome.
But with like Kevin Smith's horror spin, and Kevin Smith has proved he's got horror chops.
He's got much more horror chops than anything else, I think. He's better at horror than he is at comedy. Like,
seriously. He's made 2 great comedies as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
but
he's made a lot more
way
movies
better
than
horror movies, yeah.
And the thing is, like, Jason Mewes is a shitty actor.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a stoner.
He just plays himself.
Yeah, he just plays himself. And I didn't know he was playing himself in this.
Yeah.
I thought he was playing some killer or something, so...
Yeah, he's playing himself going crazy. So
the fact that you elaborated and it's going to be celebrity cameos playing themselves and stuff, I think it'll be all right.
I think it's going to be like the Being John Malkovich of horror movies.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
As long as it's like half as good as This Is the End, I'm in. Because I love that.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I avoided This Is the End when it first came out, and then I went to Universal Halloween Horror Nights 2 years ago, and they had a horror maze based on that movie, and it was one of the best there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I need to see this movie now.
I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
I loved it. I've probably seen it like 5 or 6 times, honestly. I love that shit. I love fucking Danny McBride in the bathtub. How did I get here? It doesn't matter. Stranger Things Season 2 cast has been announced. Joining the familiar faces will be 80s icons Sean Astin from The Goonies and Paul Reiser from Aliens, as well as now announced Brett Gelman of Adult Swim. You know, the dude with the beard?
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Reiser's going to be a weasel government employee, the role he was born to play.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for Season 2. I hope it can match the 80s greatness that we got in the first season.
I have good faith in it. You know,
I do too.
It's a passion project for these guys.
It is, but you know, that first season came out swinging, man.
Yeah.
So to live up to that in Season 2, I really hope it does.
Big shoes to fill.
It's big shoes to fill, and if it does, you know you're going to get that for a couple more seasons. You're going to get a good show. You know? Yeah, a lot of shows have a great first season.
And then drop off.
Because they're written. Someone writes a whole season.
Right.
You know, they write a pilot, but they have a whole idea. They get to their idea, then what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like Dexter. Dexter is a prime example of a show that was so amazing. First couple seasons were great, and then just went off the rails, and what the fuck is going on now?
I couldn't... I got
We're
to
in the
about
Bahamas.
Season 3 and was like, alright, I can't do this anymore.
It gets bad, yeah. But the first couple seasons, awesome.
Yeah. Like when Sons of Anarchy went to Ireland, I was like, "What? Okay, now you're reaching." But then it got good again after that. So
it came back. I mean, I like Sons of Anarchy through, but I hope Stranger Things because it came out better than a lot of the shows we're talking about, Sons of Anarchy and stuff. You know?
I'm excited for it. I got the album of the dudes who did the music for that show, and
coming back for Season 2 as well.
Yeah, and the album is fucking fantastic. It's not the soundtrack for the show, like that's been released elsewhere, but it's those same guys, and it's like you took their cool synth score ideas, but then they go totally crazy on it because they don't have to adhere to anything. There's no movie.
You're not doing a score,
Yeah, it's just I mean, it makes me want to do LSD and sit in a dark room. Many things do, but particularly that. It's like I got some Gremlins news.
All right.
In a recent interview with the website Bleeding Cool, 80s semi-icon Zach Galligan confirmed that Gremlins 3 is still on the table, that original creator Chris Columbus is directly involved, that the movie will be a modern-day sequel, not a reboot, and that the effects will remain completely practical. A script is currently being drafted that will feature characters from the original movies and will, quote, fix some of the mistakes made in Gremlins 2.
So you're telling me that Christopher Columbus directed Gremlins?
Yeah, after he oppressed the Indians.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, in between holding down the Red Man,
he created a Mogwai. Yeah, Chris Columbus actually wrote the first Gremlins, and Joe Dante directed it. But he's been involved. I don't have a lot of people talk shit about the second Gremlins. I thought it was funny, and I actually saw it again recently, and I'm like, this is still funny.
I mean, you could say that our sex offender whatever rating system would be a good one. You could say that racially oppressive Christopher Columbus is.
There's too much truth in that.
It is. We'll go back to the gray area that we know and love. It would be cool. I mean, at this point, fuck. I'd hate to say this. I hate to say it. At this point, I'd almost rather have a reboot or remake than a sequel. Yeah, because I don't give a fuck about Zach, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you said, questionable 80s.
Right.
I
don't care if it's a reboot or a sequel so much as I care about it not being CG Gremlins.
Yeah.
As long as we're getting...
Well, I'd rather have a Joe Dante reboot than a fucking Christopher Columbus sequel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, as long as we get our...
What about Guillermo del Toro Gremlins?
Fuck. Fuck.
Starring Doug Jones as Stripe, but like shrunk down.
Yeah.
They make him be the character actor. Hey, do you know he's the Bye Man?
Yeah, I saw that.
I haven't seen the previews or anything like this.
The movie actually looks decent. It just has a stupid fucking title.
Bye Man.
Yeah.
Doug Jones on his Instagram, though, did post him holding up like a little statue he got
like
of
a
his
bust
character.
of it, yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's pretty amped on it.
Yeah.
But then again, he might be promoting.
That's true.
You know. He has been in some questionable movies, even though
he is a worker.
He's working us all. But he is our favorite actor of all time.
That's right.
So we will support him.
I've seen a couple previews for it. It looks decent. It looks like a Slender Man kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
you know what? Doug Jones and Slender Man kind of things.
Yeah.
That's the rating system. 3 out of 10 Doug Jones in Slender Man kind of movies.
Yeah, because there's about 10 of them now.
Yeah. All right, I'm Gremlins out.
Yeah.
Christmas is over.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Christmas movie, and it's over.
Yeah.
New Year's Evil.
It's time for that.
All right, we will be back with the good movie and the bad movie after this.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Post Mortem podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Post Mortem podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. It doesn't cost you any money. We get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many and they are fast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
It's time for the good movie. And the bad movie.
Yeah. Getting back to the nitty gritty.
The thing that got us here.
The thing that got us to the place we are now at episode 46.
Yeah.
With the millions.
And millions.
And millions. I mean, and hundreds of postmortem
And
listeners.
one.
No. We got our listeners.
Yeah, we got
our listenership, and we appreciate each and every one of you. In fact,
we just appreciate Antoine a little more.
yeah, and he wrote me. He said he liked my story.
Oh, nice.
So if you guys have listened, speaking of my story, last episode, we did a classic episode because we weren't able to record. We did hunting season.
Yep.
I read you my story. It was JD's story time. Complete with music.
And a little golden book.
A little golden book called Hunting Season. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. Let us know what you think. As well as this episode and each and every episode of the future. And today's top 5 is Amputations and Amputees. Give us your top 5. It's already been a minute. Should I play the sound effect again?
Where are we? What are we doing?
Good and bad movie.
Fuck.
Give me a bad movie, Don.
Did we just...
It's been a while since we had tangents.
Yeah. So, my bad movie is a letdown because I was super excited for it when I saw the previews for it. And I got to learn that, when previews start talking about how movies are going to revolutionize horror and how when you're watching it, you feel like you're watching something that you shouldn't be seeing. I gotta not take those movies
It's
seriously
because
anymore.
you shouldn't be seeing it because
It's terrible, yeah. It's a 2016 horror drama directed by Nicholas Pesce, or Pesci, I don't know. It's called,
Hey!
Hey, what do you want from me? A movie? You want a good movie? Do I look like a director to you?
beating you in the kneecaps with a baseball bat. Are you going to give this a good rating, Dom?
No. It's called The Eyes of My Mother.
I heard good things and I heard bad things.
Yeah.
Kind of like the good movie and the bad movie.
Yeah, yeah. I was excited about this movie, but it turned out to be like doing homework.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. It's long and boring and kind of pretentious, and I found myself wanting to yell at the screen, begging for something to just happen. It was a pretty movie, but it took way too much time to tell what was ultimately a hollow story. So, like, it's basically the life story of a young girl who's a psychopath who witnesses the murder of her mother and then spends the rest of her life trying to pursue human connection, only for those relationships to end in violence and death. And so I get that it was a character piece, but it was so fucking drawn out and boring. Things just happened from scene to scene with the character never really learning lessons or develop anything. You know, she does some fucked up things, but then she has little or no emotional response to any of it. The stories like this are interesting when there's subplots to larger stories, like Red Dragon told this exact same story excellently because it was part of a larger whole. But when it's the main focus of the story and nothing else is going on, it's so fucking boring.
You're talking about Francis? The story of France?
Yeah, yeah. You know, his whole story
France?
was ultimately like he was a psychopath looking for connection and things kept going wrong.
Yeah.
And it was excellently
It's like,
done.
it's like my love life before I met my wife.
Exactly. Now you have this mask of normalcy, so it's easier to lure people in.
Yeah.
None of the characters in the movie were all that interesting. They were all very hard to identify with. The main character, as a psychopath, was accurately depicted as being emotionally stunted, but no emotional depth makes for a pretty dry and boring lead character.
Also, the black and white, too. It can be effective in some points.
Yeah, it was pretty, but...
I watched, like I said, I watched the first, like, maybe a quarter at the most of this movie and turned it off because it felt like homework.
Yeah.
It just was not grabbing me. I was bored. And
Yeah.
I had better things to do than watch The Eyes of My Mother.
Yeah, the only interesting character in the movie, I think, ultimately was her dad, who conveyed a lot of, like, I'm trapped in this situation and I don't know what to do, and he did it very well without saying much. He was a very good physical actor, but they kill him in the first third of the... Or he dies. Nobody kills him, but he dies in the first third of the movie, and you never see him again. And he was like the emotional center of the movie, and then he goes away.
Yeah.
And there was nothing, you know. The direction was pretty. Director knows how to compose a shot. Going black and white was interesting, but ultimately he was just shining up a crappy script. You know, the music was not noteworthy. The special effects, there weren't really any. Everything kind of happened off camera. There was a little bit of makeup, but like the black and white didn't really let you appreciate any of it.
You really gotta be ballsy with the black and white because you have to have something good.
Yeah, like
you got a shitty movie.
David
you put
Lynch
in
with
black and white,
Eraserhead.
Eraserhead is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You got a shitty movie, you put it in black and white just to try to make it artsy, artsy fartsy.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get a stinker.
Yeah, I mean,
stinker.
Begotten was literally just black and white.
Begotten
No
is
gray.
fucking awesome.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, but you gotta...
Begotten is weird.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen Begotten, it's like birth of gods out of people's bellies and shit.
Yeah.
It's a very strange movie.
Yeah, really, really weird.
Yeah. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube, too.
Yeah. So, basically, my bottom line synopsis of this movie is that it would have worked fine as a short film, but the concept did not lend itself to a feature-length movie. Better served as a subplot to a larger movie, but by itself, it just didn't have anything to it. Incidentally, this movie was so bad that afterwards I'm like, well, I'm going to watch the new Ghostbusters now. and it made Ghostbusters a better film. I'm not going to say Ghostbusters was good. I'm not even going to say it was better than Eyes of My Mother. But after watching Eyes of My Mother and then watching 2016 Ghostbusters, I was like, whoa, some shit happened in this movie.
Something actually happened.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
This is, I'm not going to say awesome, this is a movie. So I'm going to give this movie 4 out of 10 sex offending Dennis Farinas.
4 out of 10 sex offending Dennis Farinas.
Yep.
Which is, coincidentally, the amount of inches he offended with.
He's got 2 left over, but he
Plus
was too scared
1.
to go whole hog.
Alright. My bad movie. Something we've talked a lot about. we talked maybe on one show about it,
Mm-hmm.
but we talked in person a lot about it. We thought we were actually going to go see this movie in the movies together. Like, actually pay to go to the movies, which is expensive.
Right.
You only do it when it's worth it.
Right.
Because at the time, for about 1 week before this was announced, they had 100% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
My Bad Movie, 2016, directed by Adam Wingard, Blair Witch,
Did not do well.
is fucking horrible. After discovering a video showing what he believes to be his vanished sister Heather from the first movie, you know,
Snot
the girl, Snot-Nose, yeah. James and a group of his friends head to the forest believed to be inhabited by the Blair Witch. And that's about all that happens. They head to the forest. That's about all that happens. James, his friend, the friend's girlfriend, and a documentary filmmaker head out to try and find out what happened to his sister. They start by finding the dumb trailer trash Confederate flag-having Satanist that found the tape,
Okay.
which is a douche. This guy's a douche.
You know what? That's actually... there's a book that came out after the first Blair Witch Project called The Blair Witch Dossier, and it talks about, like, all of the background stuff, and that's actually a character in that book.
Well, maybe that's
So they
made it.
adhere to it, so that's cool.
Yeah, maybe that's how they figured it out. But they get to the forest and blah, blah, blah. Yakety, yakety, blah, blah.
It's like
Blah, blah.
when Beavis and Butthead are like
Yakety,
watching
yakety.
a video and Beavis is like,
They hear sounds and see stick things like the first movie. You know, little stick star thing that's hanging up.
they're working their gimmick, their Blair Witch gimmick.
Yeah. Shaky cam, as usual, in found
Yeah.
footage, but it gets so bad towards the end that I was getting a bad fucking headache. In the dark and rainy forest, you can't tell what the fuck is going on. This entire movie is darkness and water and blackness and shaky cam. To where it doesn't really... I'd say probably for a good half of the footage in this movie, you can't tell what the fuck's going on. It's just bouncing around.
Oh, great.
And it was horrible. It just wasn't, found footage has been effective in certain movies. This is not one of them. The predecessor, yes, that's the godfather of all found footage movies. This was fucking stupid. Doesn't show enough actual violence, just the camera dropping and people screaming. It worked in the first because it was innovative and new, but this is everything you could expect and nothing more than a fucking cash grab.
Did they even explain what the ending of the first Blair Witch was?
No, nothing. It's nothing more than a cynical cash grab. That's my review. That's it. I have nothing more to say about this movie. I remember it coming out and boasted 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which had to be a fucking gimmick.
And Aunt Cheryl.
Or maybe they said it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes because they gave one fucking critic
Right.
$1 million.
Yeah.
And he reviewed it good. And then when it came out, now it's 35% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wow. Now it's out. And 5.3 on IMDb, which I would say is way, way lenient with the 5.3. I'm going to give it 2.8 sex offending Dennis Farinas out of 10. Which is coincidentally, after he went to prison, how many inches he was left with. Started with the 4. When he committed his first offense, he went to prison. He was humbled.
With a pencil sharpener?
With a pencil sharpener. He's got 2.8 inches left.
Nice. Well.
He's going to find Viagra before the first good review. Fuck the Blair Witch, seriously.
Well,
don't watch it.
I'm glad that you watched it, so I don't have to.
You don't have to. I know you were... I feel bad, too, because you were looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And when I got it, I was like, oh, cool. Well, I'm going to watch it. And I'm going to call Dom over here to watch it. And I'm like, no, well, I'm sick. You're sick. We're both sick. We're both dying.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, I'm just going to watch it now because I have nothing else better to do. And I'm surprised I was able to keep consciousness while watching. It was that boring.
You got all the way to the end.
I watched the whole thing.
Shit.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. And I'm not proud of it.
Well, fuck. Adam Wingard, what are you doing? What are you doing to us?
What the fuck are you doing, man?
Oh, let's watch the taste of Dennis Farina's 2 inches out of our mouths with some good movies.
Hey, 2.8. I got 2.8. Thank you very much.
My good movie is one that I actually talked about in our horror news a couple episodes back that turned out to be good. It's a 2016 fantasy horror directed by Jackson Stewart, entitled Beyond the Gates.
Yes, I saw it as well.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So the previews for this movie made it seem like it was going to be a horror comedy, and it certainly was not comedy. But it was still such a good throwback to what it was trying to be that, like, I overlooked that fact.
It had some comedy a little bit, but it was not truly a horror comedy. Yeah.
It just had some moments.
And it had Mr. Nix.
Yeah, it did. So the synopsis is that two estranged brothers reunite to clean out their father's video store after he goes missing and is presumed dead. They find a mysterious VHS game from the 80s, similar to the Nightmare game franchise, that opens a portal between dimensions. The brothers discover that their father is trapped on the other side, and they must play the game to free him, even if it means killing the people around their hometown. So basically this movie was horror Jumanji.
Yeah.
And that wasn't necessarily a bad thing.
Starring the iconic Barbara Crampton from Reanimator.
Still looks good.
Still looks very good, especially in this movie.
Yeah.
Chase Williamson, Graham Skipper, and Justin Wellborn.
Yep.
Mr. Nix himself.
Mr. Nix. One thing that I appreciated about this movie was that despite the fantastical nature of the story, and despite the fact that it was a tribute to 80s horror movies, they played it totally straight without any irony.
Yeah.
That was refreshing, especially since it would have been way too easy to go the ironic direction and just come across as a stupid hipster movie.
I love the opening credits and music.
Yeah.
It feels like an 80s movie.
Yeah,
it's
where it
played
shows
like
the inside of a VHS as it works. Yeah.
And it's played like an 80s movie.
Yeah.
Like you said, without a hint of irony.
Yeah.
It's just a movie that is like an 80s horror movie.
It shows... It showed that it's absolutely possible to pay tribute to movies to past genres, even silly genres, without winking or nudging, and still have it be a good movie.
Especially, too, at the beginning. So, like, when you first get into this movie, at first I thought it was actually going to be bad when I first started watching it, because right away we meet the two brothers, the cool guy John and the dorky square brother Gordon.
Yeah.
And after their dad, Gordon finds he has to close down and box up the video store. The whole setup right there at the beginning, when you first meet the characters, they seem like unlikable.
Yeah.
They seem like, but they do get likable.
Yeah, and because like they kind of invert their roles almost.
Almost, yeah.
And that was really good, and it made it relatable, and it made it like they're flawed, but they're still human.
Mr. Nix's character, Hank.
Yeah.
John's friend Hank is a fucking complete creep.
Hank is great, yeah.
I don't think he's great. I hate that.
Well, I mean, in terms of like...
He's got some bad ear piercings. He's got some questionable ear piercings.
Yeah. It turned out that, like, it was kind of almost a buddy movie. But, like, not necessarily a buddy comedy.
Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, the character that I actually thought was really cool and something that I thought was very interesting was when they go to the magic shop where their dad got the tape, and it suddenly almost turned into an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
With that weird guy that looks like he should be like a butler or something, or like a he looks like a ventriloquist doll made us to a human. Yeah,
he looks like an Are You Afraid of the Dark character, like some sort of like mysterious.
I like that guy a lot too. Yeah,
yeah. It was a great little tribute to that, and like everything about this movie visually, like it was modern. They didn't try to use like old film stock or anything, but the way that they set up the sets and the way that they lit everything and the camera work and the angles,
and just the writing,
it was all very 80s.
Yeah, even the writing, even the plot is 80s.
Yeah.
So when the father goes missing, the brothers come to the VHS store. They close it down and they end up finding a VHS game called Beyond the Gates. Which Beyond the Gapes? That's
Beyond the Gapes.
Beyond the Gapes is
that's the porn parody.
That's a way better movie than Beyond the Gapes. It's hosted by Barbara Crampton, who is still hot, like we said.
Yeah.
She tells them they need 4 keys to proceed beyond the gates or be stuck in the netherworld. She also tells them it's the only way to save their father.
Yeah.
And that's when they know the game is real.
Right.
You know, they just think they're laughing at it.
And she's just like sitting there in the TV not saying anything.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything
so
until
what do we
react.
go for the first key?
Yeah.
And then she says something.
Yeah, she's waiting to react the whole time.
Yeah. And they bring the cop over, their cop friend,
Yeah.
and he watches it, and he's like, it's just a bunch of static guys. What are you talking about? Great prank.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool.
It's like you said, it's like a horror Jumanji. To me, it's in between Jumanji and Brain Scan.
Yeah, very much so.
It's got that Brain Scan kind of like, you're reacting, it's horror, but that Jumanji where you open up the board game and all this shit happens.
Yeah.
I really liked it a lot.
Yeah,
So.
I love the synth score, and most of all, practical fucking effects
Yeah.
all the way through.
Yeah.
Not a single digital effect. Great gore.
Great gore, especially as it goes on. Like, at first, I really thought it was going to be really low budget. Like, when I first
or
started
no
watching
special
it,
effects at all.
Yeah, when I first started watching it, I was like, man, I had such high hopes for this. Yeah. Oh, wait. And then by, like, the end, I was like,
Yeah, when that first special effects gore sequence hit, and it was so good, I popped. Like, I actually popped for real in my chair. Like, oh, shit, yes!
Yeah. And I watched this movie at the height of my sickness to where, like, I had the flu, so I was throwing up for about 2 days, as you know. Listeners don't know. Yeah, I was very sick with the flu. My kids were. Yeah. I watched this at the height of my sickness with my daughter, who was also throwing up. See, and we were both watching this movie and throwing up and loving it. I hope
Lucifer Valentine's listening to this episode.
Yeah. Lucifer Valentine, this one's for you.
you were giving her the Hank Skinny.
I put her in a blender.
Yeah.
I ate her leg.
Yeah. It's good. It's good parenting. So... this movie was very, very good. I went into expecting it a silly genre send-up, and what I got out of it was a serious genre tribute.
Yeah.
That could have ruined a lesser movie, but this was not a lesser movie.
No. And you know what? The like you said, the gore is practical and well done. There's a pretty cool scene involving guts and an awesome head explosion.
Great head explosion, yeah. And in the basement, when they finally get to the gate... Like, the way that they make the gate was so fucking 80s. Like, it looked like it was taken right out of, like, the movie The Gate.
There was great character development as well. Like, these characters were fleshed out. They were people.
And there was a psychology even behind the horror of it, because what the movie was ultimately about was, like, you know, because their father was kind of abusive, and it was about them sort of accepting the abuse that they suffered in their past, and, like, moving on. So there was even a psychological mechanism behind the movie.
Yeah.
Very good movie. So if we have our sound effect here queued up, I'm going to give my first good movie of the year a 9 out of 10 sex offending Dennis Farina's. Beyond the Gates, people. Watch it.
It's good. So, my review, it's not quite 9 out of 10. Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot. IMDb, since we both review movies that we've seen, IMDb gives it 5.2. Can you believe that?
That's bullshit.
That's some bullshit. I would have went higher, but I wanted some more Barbara Crampton. I did not get enough Barbara Crampton. You never see her in real life. I wanted the finale scene to
her to be like
her to flesh out, and she's there. She comes out of the TV when they go beyond the gates and all stuff like that. But no, that never happened. You only see her in the TV, and for that reason, I give it an 8.
Okay.
So I did like it a lot, but I really wish that she came at the end, almost like the final boss, like a video game or something. You know,
that would have been cool.
Yeah, to
like,
have her
she
there.
Came out and like the dad rips out of her or something.
Yeah, something like that. She gives birth to dad.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Barbara Crampton giving birth to a dad. So if you give it a 9, I give it an 8. We can agree with 8.5. Sex offending Dennis Farina.
There we go. That works.
So we are going to get to my good movie, which, as we did our Mortys, we said, you know what? We're going to do our end of the year awards. It is November. We still have 2 more months, but we're going to do our year-end awards, and I gave mine to The Greasy Strangler, which I probably would still stick with, but it has a fucking good runner-up.
Really?
For the best movie of the year that I've seen.
Well, we can incorporate that into the 2017 Mortys, though, because we were going to...
So, this is my 2017 Morty, unless anything surpasses it, which I'll be fucking hard-pressed to do, because 2016, one of my most anticipated movies of the year, which we talked about in a horror news segment of the past, directed by Andre Overdahl, starring the always great Brian Cox, who's in most of the Jack Ketchum adaptations, the old man, Emile Hirsch, Ophelia Lovabond, and Owen Catherine Kelly as the naked corpse, Jane Doe, in The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Nice. I'm glad that was good.
It was very good, dude.
And the only reason I haven't watched it yet is because I had a feeling you were going to review it.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Cox and Hirsch play father and son coroners who receive a mysterious homicide victim with no apparent cause of death. As they attempt to identify the beautiful young Jane Doe, they discover increasingly bizarre clues that hold the key to her terrifying secrets. Nice. Good character development of the father and son and his girlfriend. The characters are really well fleshed out. Everything's good as far as the writing and the acting. All the actors nail it in this movie. No one's phoning it in. Everything's good.
Is it a limited storytelling, or like most of it's in?
Most of it's in the morgue. Yeah, it's basically all in the morgue. The whole takes place in the morgue.
So yeah, you definitely got to have good characters if you're going to make that work.
For sure. Yeah. And she doesn't move the entire fucking movie.
Wow.
It's a body.
Because there was that one movie where Christina Ricci plays the corpse, but she got up and moved. Like she was.
Well, I'm not going to spoil the movie for you. I'm just saying that for most of the movie, she's laying on a slab and they're talking.
Okay.
It's the father and son talking to each other.
Right.
The whole movie, and it's good. So, the body really does look dead, and there's something off about her. Bones are broken in her wrists and ankles. The tongue is cut off, but no outward signs of violence. Good practical gore with the autopsy, and most of the effects are good, except a small fire part.
CG fire?
Yeah, some CG fire coming around, but corpse isn't like a normal corpse. When they cut her, she bleeds like a living person. And strange occurrences happen in the morgue. There's some good tense moments. It end up really creepy and going in a direction I did not see coming.
Nice.
Did not see what this movie had in store for me coming when I heard of the preview. When I started watching it, it went in a completely different direction than I could have ever anticipated. So, although I was looking forward to it, I did not expect it to be so good. I'm not going to tell you guys much more about it because it barely came out. I want everyone listening to check it out. Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Well, I'll watch it tonight.
IMDb gives it a 7.1, which is pretty high for a brand new horror movie.
Especially on IMDb, yeah.
I'll go a little higher. 9.0.
Wow.
Sex offending Dennis Farinas.
Nice. Another sound effect worthy one.
A lot more inches than he's got to give. No sound effect. We've already burned our sound effect budget. Yeah. We can't afford another one.
That's right, yeah.
Can't afford another sound effect. Unless you guys click on that Amazon banner.
Yeah, you gotta click the Amazon link so we can have 2 sound effects.
You want some more Super Nintendo Final Fantasy sound effects, you gotta click that Amazon banner. Because this machine only lets us play 1 per episode.
If we try and click it a second time, it stabs us.
It stabs us. That's the end of Post Mortem as we know it. It's the last episode ever. So
cool.
That's it. For the good movie and bad movie. You got to check it out. You'll be leaving with Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Sweet.
You have to see it. So we will be back with the top 5 amputees and amputations. Amputations. After this.
Hi, thanks for listening to Post Mortem. We need money.
Yeah, we have no advertising budget. We don't want your money. We want you to share this shit. Tell a friend. Tell an enemy. It doesn't matter.
Tell your grandma.
Tell your grandmother. Tell your dog. If he's like my dog, he might be interested.
Yeah, that's right. We talk a lot about dogs on this show.
We do. We're a horror/pet podcast. God damn it. So spread the shit around. If you guys get a chance, give us a rating on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. Leave us a review. Hopefully it's 5 stars. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want more of. And share this fucker so we can get more ear holes and get that good advertising money so we can use it.
I need drugs.
Tom needs drugs.
Drugs.
He needs to refill his prescription. These are legal, prescribed drugs.
That's right. I got a prescription.
And I need crack. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. We appreciate all your emails. And hopefully next week we'll have another real sponsor. Won't be re-recording these old messages.
That sponsor could be you.
That sponsor could be you, so send us your shit. We're easy. Fucking Screambox. Fuck you, Screambox.
Fuck you in the face.
Yeah, or Shudder. I can't remember which one it was. Either one.
Fucking both.
Fuck you.
Dicks.
Anyways, thanks for listening to Post Mortem.
And we're back!
With the top 5 amputees and amputations and amputees.
It's the 2017 Post Mortem New Year's Day Amputation Special.
Yeah. And we're chopping prices off.
We've gone crazy.
Something like that.
Yes.
Good list. Yeah, pretty solid. A lot to pull from. I have a lot of honorable mentions, but I'll start us off with one thing.
All right.
The samurai from Guinea Pig, Flower, Flesh, and Blood.
Yeah, there's a lot of amputation.
There's a lot of amputation in that movie.
That's basically like Amputation the movie.
Yeah, it is. It's like the how-to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guinea pig, those are some, that's iconic of our childhood.
Yeah.
You know, those guinea pig movies, they were like, oh wow, this is so crazy. And then if you look at it back now, if you watch it now, it's not as crazy.
They're kind of silly.
But yeah,
They're
the
super
fact
violent,
that Charlie
right?
Sheen would call the FBI about this movie
Yeah.
has to make my amputations list.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Charlie Sheen.
That samurai dude is really fucking creepy too.
Yeah.
Like his mustache and the look he has on his face half the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good bad guy.
Charlie Sheen got AIDS from watching this movie.
That's right. Gave him the AIDS.
Got him the hip.
the him. My number 5 is the movie The Hand, when Michael Caine loses his hand to the back of a truck.
Never seen it.
Okay, it's an Oliver Stone horror movie from the 70s.
Really? I've
Yeah.
never heard of it.
And Michael Caine's like the leading man in it, and he like still looks like Michael Caine looks now, but he's got long hair. It's weird.
Just an old man with long hair.
Yeah. And he's in the back seat, he's in the passenger seat of a car, and there's some shit going on, and like there's someone behind them, and he's like trying to wave them past, so he's got his arm out, and his wife is driving the car, and she's swerving into the other lane, and she swerves back into a diesel truck while he's waving with his hand, and his hand gets caught between the car and the diesel truck. It just gets ripped off. There's this spurt of like blood and powder in the air for whatever reason.
Powder?
Yeah.
Looks like Jeff Jarrett hitting someone with a guitar.
Yeah, but like there's blood in there too. I don't know, maybe like the squib still had powder from the powdered blood in it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it was still super shocking when it happened, because up to that point there hadn't been much any violence in the movie.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this hand gets fucking ripped off between two cars. And it happened to Michael Caine of all people. Like you never think of Michael Caine being the victim of violence.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Michael never gets caned.
Yeah, he never does. It's gotta be Caine.
Michael Caine once got burned. And he killed a woman named Katie Vick.
Had sex with her corpse.
And had sex with her corpse. And that was the end of the movie.
Yeah, I've watched that movie.
Anything else to say about the hand?
No.
Nothing.
You said everything that needs to be said.
Nothing that's better than that plot.
Yeah, fuck.
My number 4, Audition, the Piano Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good amputation.
Bad way to go.
This graphic of this episode is going to be Biff with a piano wire. Because
Biff dishing.
Biff amputating things. Because I amputated his balls after he made me
That's
have
right.
fucking 12 puppies to get rid of.
He has been amputated.
Audition. If you guys haven't seen Audition, what the fuck are you doing with your
Yeah.
lives?
Takashi Mike.
Takashi Mike, our buddy Takashi Michael. You need to watch Audition. It's good.
My number 4 arguably isn't a horror movie, but I would say is one of the scariest movies ever made, even though it's not a horror movie per se. And that's 127 Hours.
Yeah.
That movie's scary as fuck.
That shows James Franco can fucking act.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's not just a stoner Pineapple Express guy.
Yeah. And it's a cautionary tale. You know, a guy goes out to the to hike in the rocks all by himself, doesn't tell anyone he's out there or anything, fucking around on some rocks, and one falls on his arm, and he has to stay there for 127 hours with his arm caught between two rocks,
Yeah.
slowly rotting.
And what do you got to do when your arm's caught between two rocks?
Use
What
your
can
other
you
arm
do?
to jerk off.
Use the ooze, the rotting ooze dripping from your other arm to lubricate your intact hand to beat off.
And he's so fucked for the whole movie, like
Putrefaction, masturbation.
Yeah, nice. And there's a flood, and he almost drowns. Like there's all kinds of shit happening until the end of the movie. He has to amputate his own arm with a fucking pocket knife.
Yep.
And there's the scene where the part where he has to cut through the nerve.
The breaking too is horrible.
And the sound effects that they use for it, everything about
It's
that
a great
scene.
movie, yeah.
Yeah. And everything about that scene was just hardcore.
It's on my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I don't squirm a lot in movies anymore. I'm pretty jaded, but that scene had me.
Was it
squirming.
based on a book? Do you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, because the whole movie seems like
it's based on a true story.
Really?
Yeah, that actually
even
happened.
worse.
Yeah, it happened to the dude. Because at the end of the movie, when it shows the older dude sitting there with his family and he's missing his arm, that's the actual guy.
Really?
Yeah, playing him an older.
They should have showed like the end of Blow or something where they show like the actual guy in the pictures at the end.
Yeah,
it would be really funny if they showed the actual guy smiling and holding up his severed hand and waving at them. As they walk by, he's waving. Doing the Soundgarden Black Hole Sun smile.
His eyes too big for the rest of his face.
His face is just melting with his giant eyes as he's waving with his severed hand. Yeah, that's the world I wish.
That's the sequel. 128 hours.
All right, number 3. Right?
Yeah.
My number 3. Zendaya. Dead alive.
Yeah.
Brain dead. Zendaya.
Yeah.
You have the bite. So, of course, Brain Dead / Dead Alive, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Total classic.
In the beginning, Peter Jackson himself.
That's right. That
Bitten by the rat monkey.
Yeah.
And the tribesmen who he's hired say, Zendaya, you have the mark. And they cut off his fucking hands, cut off his fucking, from the shoulder, then eventually cut off his head.
Yeah.
But the guy who says it with his fucking big ass gums, how do you get your gums to be that big?
Inbreeding.
Zendaya, you have the bite. And then also when they get paid off and there's a fucking weak ass like model of a plane. Yeah. It's like a totally fake plane. And then he gives the money to the guy, like the customs guy pays him off for the rat monkey. And he has the money, and he waves it, and he goes,
Peter Jackson at his best, man.
I love some fucking New Zealand horror Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
Fuck you, hobbits. You took my favorite director, and you fucking bastardized him.
Put his balls in a
put
purse.
His balls in a fucking purse. You made him make Hobbit movies for the fucking next 20 years. What about Braindead? What about fucking Meet the Feebles?
Yeah. What about the Braindead sequel on the island?
What about Bad Taste?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, he wanted Bad Taste to be a trilogy, too.
That was his first movie,
too.
Yeah. It's good. I just showed my son Bad Taste.
Yeah?
Nice. He loves Braindead.
Nice.
But
did he get Bad Taste? Like, did he understand it at all?
He was very confused.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta be like a child of, like, the 70s, 80s, maybe the 90s to understand a lot of what's going on in there.
I thought you said there's aliens. Yeah, those guys are aliens. Wait, what? Those guys with the blue shirts?
Exactly.
And then you see them. And then the floating house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Derek's
my number 3. I'm a Derek's don't quit. Yeah. Zendaya. Completely different movies we're talking about.
Yeah, way tangent.
We're talking about Lionel and his mother. Come here, Lionel. Paquita.
My number 3 is the hand removal scene in Idle Hands.
Yeah.
That's just a perfect scene all the way around.
It is.
He's there with his zombie buddies and, like, they keep trying to remove it and fucking up.
Yeah. Much, much better is the girl with the kiss makeup.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the best, like, titty flashes in any horror movies.
Ever, yeah. One of the best nude scenes ever.
Yeah, but,
Kelly Monaco is her name. And
really? I didn't know she had a name.
Oh, I know her name, bro. The hand creeps up on those nipples.
The hand creeps down the pants. What?
Yeah. I had that VCR, the VHS tape.
On slow motion?
Yeah, slow motion boners. It's our VHS box art.
Yep. They
got my use out of that tape.
He tries to amputate the hand with the bagel slicer and bends the blade, and then he tries to, like, use the turkey thing, the turkey cutter, and the cord's not long enough.
It's a good fucking movie,
too.
It's not bad, for its time. I think it doesn't get its due based on when it came out,
and also because it's an MTV movie.
Yeah, there's a slew of late '90s shitty horror movies. Yeah. I know after Scream, I know Last Summer, that kind of shit. Yeah, they don't get their due if they are actually good. And Idle Hands is good.
It's like the band Wasp. Like, they're a good band, but they got so caught up in being released at the same time as, like, cock rock and hair metal that they get overlooked.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies that's like that. So if you've been avoiding Idle Hands, watch it. It's worth it. It's a good horror comedy.
What's her name, too? The lead character looking good.
Yeah.
Their little angel costume.
That's right, yeah.
Jessica something.
Yeah. Something.
Sin City, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who she is.
Alba.
Jessica Alba, yeah. You're right. Yeah. There we go. Some leaked breastfeeding pictures of her a couple years ago.
Leaky breasts?
I saw them.
Yeah.
Breastfeeding pictures leaked. Literally leaked. Like leaked nipples.
Leaked leaky nipples.
God, I'm going to hell.
Number 2.
Number 2 for me is not just one amputation. It's a whole movie chock full of amputations. Enough amputations for the whole family if this movie wasn't completely sexually based. Boxing Helena.
Yeah? Great
I
movie.
cut off your arms and I cut off your legs. Would you still love me anyway?
Julian Sands doing some good work.
Yeah, Julian Sands, the warlock.
Yeah. Of Biffcock.
The warlock of Biffcock. Not even in the barn. Coming out of the barn for this movie.
Yeah.
No barn scenes.
No salt flats. No
Salt
gay
flats.
tongues.
No gay tongues, no barn scenes, but she was fucking hot
Yeah.
in this movie. She looked like $1,000,000.
And he was a little bitch.
And he was a little bitch, yeah. He's one of the least sympathetic characters of all time in
Yeah.
this movie. You fucking hate him.
Yeah, played his part well.
Yes. And I think he just didn't know the camera was on.
He's just being Julian Sands.
Oh,
I was the warlock!
You respect me. I was a warlock. Where's my barn?
I've got a Super Nintendo game made after me.
Armageddon, bitch.
My number 2, scene in the movie Slaughtered Vomit Dolls. The arm amputation where he makes her try to play the guitar afterwards.
That's fucking so silly.
Not only does he cut her arm off with a saw, he then sits her up with a guitar in her lap and yells at her, "Play the guitar, bitch! Play the guitar!" while he's filming her.
That is the most comedy scene in any Lucifer film.
That movie, that scene is hilarious
Yeah.
and brilliant.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that movie is not as fucked up in comparison to, of course, Regurgitated Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because in terms of
Even
production
Slow Part,
value,
it's not the most fucked up. It's the least fucked up out of the 4.
But that's a fucked up scene.
It is.
Like,
And
that was
the
conceived
fact-
by a madman.
You know, the first time I saw that, I heard Lucifer Valentine or saw any of his movies was Slaughtered Vomit Dolls was on fucking Netflix.
Yeah. How'd that
was
end
on
up there?
Netflix for a little bit. Little kids could have clicked on their parents' Netflix and watched Slaughtered Vomit Dolls.
I hope they did.
They would have turned out like us.
Yeah, for real.
Hank Skinny would have been there. He would have been heard commentating saying, Hank Skinny was quoted as saying,
What's your number 1?
Number 1. My number 1 is a go-to. It's not that obscure. Number 0 is Ash, so it's not Ash, but my number 1 is the Candyman.
Yeah, he's an amputee.
He's an amputee. He's my only one that wasn't an amputation, but actually amputee before you even saw him. Later you find out, and it does show the amputation, but the Candyman is such a fucking iconic character.
Yeah, for sure.
Helen.
Bees.
Music. Yeah, the bees coming out of his cock.
Beacock.
And the fucking rib cage.
Yeah.
And just the whole demeanor. I'm the voice that... You know, the whole promo he cuts there in the middle of
the whole him being Tony Todd and being awesome thing.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Candyman is one of the greatest, most iconic characters to me.
Yep.
And the sequels are horrible.
Yep.
And you put one of them on our holiday horrors. I listened to it on the classic episode.
Yeah.
The last episode we released, our classic episode. You put Candyman Farewell to the Flesh on there.
Yep.
From Mardi Gras. How dare you? That's a horrible movie.
You know.
Stretching to cover every holiday.
Right, exactly.
Flag Day, Arbor Day.
So, my number 1 is a fucking fantastic scene from an otherwise lackluster movie. But the amputation is so good that it is my actual favorite amputation in all of horror movie. And it is the leg amputation from the movie The Ruins.
Yeah, that's fucking rough. It's on my honorable mentions. It is very gory and good.
Brutal.
The movie is not good.
No. Like, the movie was built around that scene.
Yeah.
And that scene was so well executed, so well shot, so well timed, and then the rest of it was just like, whatever. But the dude's got, like, his legs are all fucked up, and, like, all the flesh has been already ripped off of him. And he's got his homie there who's a doctor who's trying to figure out how they can save him, so they have to amputate his legs.
Plans.
So they have to fucking break his legs with the bones with a rock.
Yeah.
Smash through it, and it doesn't break the first time.
Yeah.
And then the fucking icing on the cake of all of it is to cauterize it they have a fucking cast iron skillet on the fire heating up the entire time. So when he finally does break through it, he has to fucking grab the cast iron skillet and burn the dude's leg stump with it. And you hear it sizzling, and the guy's screaming, and the doctor dude's trying to hold his shit together, and he's like telling his friend, hold him down, hold him down. Great fucking scene. Yeah. Why couldn't the rest of the movie been that good?
Yeah, killer plants, bro. Killer plants from Egypt.
Killer
Mexico, right?
South Africa, or South America. Yeah,
something like that.
So, something
that we didn't remember enough because the movie sucked.
Yeah, but the amputation scene is fucking stellar.
It is,
and you can watch it on YouTube.
Stuff.
Just look up the ruins. Hold him down, and just watch that little fucking bit of nastiness.
For sure. Number 0, as we said, is Ash.
Yeah.
I mean, Ash is the best amputee of all time.
Yeah.
Cannot debate it, you know.
Talk about turning a frown upside down.
Yeah, and putting a chainsaw on that. Yeah. My honorable mentions. Planet Terror. Rose McGowan with the fucking AR-23 in her leg.
Yeah.
Leg stumpy rifle. The Ruins, leg amputation, like you said. Idle Hands, like you said. Johnny Got His Gun. You ever see that?
That is a great fucking movie.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Huh? And there's that whole Metallica thing where they rip off all the footage and they never even paid him or anything.
For the song
They
one, yeah.
They never even paid him.
Yeah.
They just stole their shit.
Yep, straight up.
It's bullshit.
Fucking Metallica. It's a good book, too. Johnny
Fuck you, Lars.
Johnny Got His Gun is a really fucked up book.
And it's a really fucked up movie, too. Felipe's leg from Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
That was a bad one.
Poor Felipe.
127 Hours. American Mary. There's some amputations, right? The tongue removal from Itchy the Killer.
Yeah.
That is an amputation if you think about it. Amputate a tongue.
Yeah.
The dick amputation from Hostel 2.
Yeah.
Dickitation. Pee-wee losing his arm from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. No, that's more the stake in the heart.
Yeah.
He's like, Fucking Pee-wee missing an arm. I love that.
Great shit.
2001 Maniacs, the remake with Robert Englund.
Yeah.
I love that fucking movie. And there's a scene where someone gets drawn and quartered by horses.
Yeah.
Arms and legs at once. That's an amputation.
Yeah.
Kind of a remake, recent edition, The Midget in Phantasm Ravager. When his hand gets melted off. That little midget guy.
Yeah.
That guy's pretty awesome. It's a pretty sweet character. Tusk. There's an amputation in Tusk. Itsy bitsy spider. That's when you know the shit hit the fan when that little man starts singing the itsy bitsy spider. That shit's fucking awesome. Where's your leg? Oh, it got bit. Your leg got bit by a spider. You passed out. That shit's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And my last honorable mention, not a horror movie, but The Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah. That's some amputation.
There's some amputation going on there.
My honorable mentions. My first one is Blade. The booby-trapped sword cuts off the douchebag vampire's hand.
Yeah.
Apparently that vampire's name is Crease,
which
is a good name for him.
It kind of explodes its hand, too.
Yeah. And I've got his sword. Yeah, fuck you, you fucking douche. Predator. Dylan gets his arm blasted off, and it keeps firing the gun.
That's a good one.
The Thing, the resuscitation hand amputation scene.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I didn't think about that as amputation. That's really good.
Took the hands off.
Yeah.
The Evil Dead remake, arm removal with an electric kitchen knife.
Yeah, that was fucking brutal.
Yeah. Alvarez.
That was the most brutal part of that whole movie.
Yeah. That character just gets fucked up.
Yeah.
And then when she has her lucid moment, why are you shooting me?
Yeah.
I laughed so hard in the theater when that happened, and I was the only person who laughed. So like
everyone else was looking at you.
Yeah, exactly. What's wrong with that guy? Hard Candy.
Hard Candy's great.
Castration.
Yeah. Hard Candy's a great fucking movie. You know it's on Amazon Prime now.
Really?
And it's back on Netflix.
Nice. So I'm going to go back and watch that again. And my last one, not the remake, but the original film, The Hitcher.
Oh, yeah.
The guy gets torn in half by 2 trucks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as an amputation because he's ripped in half. It's more of a bisection. But still.
Both legs got amputated, you could say.
Great scene.
He's more of a torso, so it counts.
Yeah.
It's not from the belly, you know?
Yeah.
So.
It's the remake was not good, and I think that's sad because The Hitcher, not a lot of people see.
Even though Sean Bean is awesome, you know, like isn't Sean Bean the remake killer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's good.
But the rest of the movie's not.
Yeah, but Rutger Hauer is
shit.
Yeah. So that's it for amputations.
Yeah.
We're about to amputate this here episode.
Cut it off at the
Trim the fat.
at the nub.
At the stump.
We should have had Harry Henderson as our guest.
It's very inappropriate.
It's totally appropriate.
It is, but it's also very cool. So, that's it. I have an idea for next week.
All right.
Top 5 movies based on a book.
Okay.
That's a meat and potatoes episode.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, and actually...
Why haven't we done that yet?
Actually, or movies where it's based on a book and it's still good.
Yes.
Because a lot of movies are not.
That's true. It's still good.
Yeah.
And it's 46 episodes deep. We're almost a whole year doing this shit.
Yeah.
Why haven't we done movies based on a book yet?
It's a good one.
We both read.
Yeah.
So
we're literate individuals.
You more than me.
At David Agranoff's behest, I'm actually reading Wet Bones right now. It's really good.
Yeah.
And very cinematically written. Like, I could see it becoming a movie at some point.
John Shirley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to read that after you're done.
Yeah, check it out. It's a good book.
All right. Well, that's it for amputations.
All right.
So, we'll see you next week with the fucking top 5 movies based on the book that are still good.
As H.P. Lovecraft once said, as he was picking at the cauterized meat on his self-amputated leg stump, if it smells like fish,
throw the fucker back.
ow, my leg! Ow, it hurts.